You know things are bad when the Trump campaign is backtracking. So first, some quick background here. Donald Trump decided he needed to host a rally in a state where he has a 0% chance of winning, and it was at that rally that Trump decided to trot out this guy.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there.
So that was the hilarious joke that apparently just needed to be made, that Puerto Rico is a floating island of garbage. Now, if there's one thing we all know, it's that Trump and his campaign never, under any circumstances, admit fault, which makes what happened next all the more surprising and a testament to how royally screwed they are. The campaign issued a statement saying, quote, "This joke does not reflect the views of President Trump or the campaign." And you might be asking yourself why the campaign of the guy whose reason for being is never admitting fault actually seems to be acknowledging that this is a problem. Well, that probably has something to do with the fact that the implications here could not be more cataclysmic. The fallout has been swift and severe among the Latino population. The same population, by the way, whose support Donald Trump needs if he wants any chance at winning this election. Musical artist phenom Bad Bunny took to Instagram and posted this to his 45 million followers.
"I will never forget what Donald Trump did and what he did not do when Puerto Rico needed a caring and a competent leader. He abandoned the island, tried to block aid after back-to-back devastating hurricanes, and offered nothing more than paper towels and insults."
And it was by no means just Bad Bunny. J-Lo posted to her 250 million followers. Ricky Martin posted to his 19 million followers. Louis Fonsi posted to his 16 million followers, including this message: "I understand comedy, I'm a big fan of it, I love roasts, trust me, I get it, but this is far from comedy. Not now, not against my islands, my people, hell nah. It's okay to have different views and I respect those who think different than me, but going down this racist path ain't it. I'm proud to be Puerto Rican, to be Latino. We are not okay with this constant hate. It's been abundantly clear that these people have no respect for us and yet they want our vote. Oh yeah, and I purposefully wrote this in English because yes, we're American too." And then there was this video by Mark Anthony.
This is Mark Anthony. Even though some have forgotten, I remember what it was like when Trump was president. I remember what he did and he said about Puerto Rico, about our people.
Puerto Rico.
I remember after Hurricane Maria devastated our island, Trump blocked billions in relief while thousands died. I remember when our families lacked clean water and electricity, Trump threw paper towels and called Puerto Rico dirty and poor. I was not surprised, because I also remember that he launched his campaign by calling Latinos criminals and rapists. He told us what he'll do. He'll separate children from their families and threaten to use the army to do it. This election goes way beyond political parties. Let's remember what the United States represents and stands for. United, regardless of where we're from. I am Mark Anthony and I remember. That's why I support Kamala Harris for president.
I'm Kamala Harris and I approve this message.
And I could go on, but I think that the fact that these people came out to immediately endorse Kamala Harris to their literal hundreds of millions of followers makes it abundantly clear how much of a disaster this moment was. That in the final week of the campaign, Donald Trump hosted a rally in a state that he would never win in a million years, where the sole result of that rally was that he would secure endorsements for his opponent. Bravo, Donald. Bravo. And let's be clear, just as the Republicans realized the extent to which they fucked up, so do the Democrats. Here's Tim Walz and AOC reacting to the clip.
Who is that jackwad? Who is that guy?
Actually, I think that's Tony Hinchcliffe, which is super disappointing. I mean, I don't, he's a comedian. I don't follow
look, Trump,
this
issue
very
with Puerto
closely,
Rico
but...
again. I saw it. This was when he went down after Helene, the horrific hurricane, people there, everybody coming together. We sent helicopters down from Minnesota and personnel. You know, this is how you do this during this. And in the first hours, Trump complaining about the response. Does anybody remember how he responded to Maria in Puerto Rico? It was absolutely horrific. Down there insulting people, throwing it. Look, I know that the folks who are on here today understand this. People in Puerto Rico are citizens. They pay taxes and they serve in the military at almost a higher rate than anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, it's like super upsetting. Obviously, it's super upsetting to me. My family is from Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican. And like, the thing that is so messed up that I wish more people understood is that the things that they do in Puerto Rico are a testing ground for the policies and the horrors that they wish to, and that they do unveil in working class communities across the United States. And I need people to understand that when you have some a-hole calling Puerto Rico floating garbage, know that that's what they think about you. That is exactly, like, that's just what they think about you. It's what they think about anyone who makes less money than them. It's what they think about the people who serve them food in a restaurant. It's what they think about the people who fold their clothes in a store. Like,
you're
dude,
right.
are you serious? Like, are you serious?
Yeah, the privilege of being on this campaign is traveling across the entire country. There are hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans across in battleground states that need to send them a message on this.
I want them to, like,
gotta vote.
Roll that. I want everyone in Philadelphia to see that clip. If you live in Philly, why don't you go and see that clip?
Reading, yes.
If you live in Reading, Pennsylvania, which I was there, I was in Reading last week. If you're in Reading, if you're in Philly, look at that trash. Like, what is trash is people actually just thinking of other human beings that way. Are you actually for real? And the thing that gets me is that these people their entire lives rely on working class people. If you have someone that's not there to harvest the crops that show up in your grocery store, in your Erewhon or your Whole Foods or wherever it is that you go to eat, if you think lesser of working class Americans, of
caring
people
for
who
our children.
And of course, the comedian, and trust me, that word is doing a lot of heavy lifting here, himself lashed out on Twitter, writing, "These people have no sense of humor. Wild that a vice presidential candidate would take time out of his busy schedule to analyze a joke taken out of context to make it seem racist. I love Puerto Rico and vacation there. I made fun of everyone. Watch the whole set. I'm a comedian, Tim. Might be time to change your tampon." First of all, I love Puerto Rico and vacation there. That is the most "I can't be racist because I have a black friend" thing I've ever heard. Not sure who needs to hear this, but you can be racist and still allow Puerto Ricans to serve you drinks at a bar in Puerto Rico on vacation. But second of all, he suggested we watch the set, so let's see what else he had to say.
All right, heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
Get it? Black people and watermelons. Two things here. First, before this comedian whines that liberals have no sense of humor, the reason we don't think what he said is funny is precisely because we do have a sense of humor. The fact that people don't think your brilliant joke where you say black guy and watermelon in the same sentence is because it's not actually funny. But second, even if this was funny and wasn't just some hack joke format from 50 years ago, is this really the closing message the Trump campaign is trying to send? That Puerto Rico is a floating island of garbage and that black people are little more than the most stereotypical caricatures of themselves that you can think of? For a campaign that's trying to reach out to Latinos and black people, really? At what point does the obvious point become clear? That this isn't about Donald Trump's campaign's hilarious jokes or their no bullshit attitude? Maybe, just maybe, it's Occam's razor. That the simplest explanation is the best one. That they are just racist assholes and they're letting it show. So my message to the Latino community that Trump is courting, the black community that Trump is courting, and all other people of color that Trump is courting, the reason that Donald Trump and his mouthpieces say the things they say isn't because they're on your side. It's not because they're some comedic geniuses, and it certainly isn't that they're equal opportunity offenders. It is because they don't respect you. Trump doesn't respect you. Trump views you as a vote that he is owed. Show him that he's not entitled to anything. Before you go, just a quick note, if you'd like to see more of my content, which is always free of advertising, sponsorships, and paywalls, please make sure to subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button right here on the screen. And if you'd like to support my work even further, you can grab a copy of my instant #1 New York Times selling book, Shameless, available for sale right now. That link is also on the screen. Thanks so much for watching.